キリア殿は渡さない。
Love the anime, didn't love the episode. Also, if I sound awful, I'm sick, so apologize, guys. All right, episode number 11 of To Perfect Saint. That's what I'm struggling with. That intro there is love the anime, didn't love the episode. I was bored by this episode. I didn't like Asmodeus. I didn't like this whole storyline. I don't mind the prince acknowledging that he loves, not in those words, but he didn't actually say the words, which kind of sucks, but basically with action, acknowledging that he loves Philia, and whether he, to go to save her and whatever, whether he dies, whether he comes back from the demon realm, whatever, other thing that Asmodeus created, whether he comes back or not, he doesn't care. He wants to go and be with Philia and or have a chance at saving her, because he'd rather not come back at all or die, and know that basically he wants to live with no regret, right? Like even if it ends in his death or whatever, he'd rather go and have a chance to save his woman, as opposed to just waiting to see what will happen and hoping that she makes it out of that whole scenario. So I like that. That's the one thing I do like. Everything else is what I don't like. So they go and they face Asmodeus, and he's using Prince Julius's body, and they fight. They go back and forth, and during it they take Philia's mom or aunt or whatever, as he takes her as a hostage to try and find negotiations. During that time, he reveals the information that she was actually his mom, or actually Philia's mom, and that's the whole thing. They save her. But then that lands Philia, as a last ditch ever, that lands Philia being absorbed into the dark realm, the dark void or whatever with Asmodeus. And then during the fight, she's going back and forth with him verbally. He's like, oh, I've been waiting 400 years, blah, blah, weirdo behavior stuff. And he created a doll version of her. Again, weirdo behavior. How did he do that? He was stuck in a ring. It makes no sense to me. Whatever. This is the ring realm or whatever the hell you call it. Then you have Julius there, who's a POS, he deserves to, and he uses him as a deflection of oh, what are you going to do? You're going to save the prince. And Philia's like, I'll save him. Let him go. And I'm like, why would you do that? She's a pretty methodical thinker, and the clear choice is save the world. If it save the world, save yourself. And if it involves sacrificing the prince, then that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? But she's like, no, I'm going to do it. And then at that point, because the exorcist and whatever else are like, oh, we can only send one person, we can't go, blah blah. It's against our church bylaw, whatever. I don't know, bunch of stupid stuff. They sent the prince. Prince ends up getting there on time. He does that to the Asmodeus, and Philia like, I knew you would come. I just didn't like any of it. I didn't like the way the story was told. I don't like Asmodeus as the villain. He's evil, but he's stupid. He's stupid evil, if that makes sense. And he's just annoying evil. And I don't know. I feel like the whole Asmodeus stuff is a little unnecessary. You know what I mean? I much rather have it less about demons and more. I would much rather have them gone down the path of just be more political, right? Oh, they got revenge on the prince and he ran away and they're going to go find him and whatever else. And, politics wise, he's going to get put on the execution thing. He's going to get hung or something like that. Or, and they have to deal with political things. And then they figured out the kingdom once again and the saints and stuff. And then she goes back to Panacorta and figures out her stuff. I just feel like there could have been different ways, but because it's kind of solidified as in saints versus demons, they had to kind of go this route. But then the actual demon, he's kind of whack, and this whole scenario, I'm just not a big fan of. I don't know. I wasn't entertained. I didn't love it. I was a little bit bored. The only thing that saved the episode a little bit for me, literally, was just the prince stuff, and it's just because he was kind of acknowledging his feelings that he's gonna go save he's gonna go save the saint. He's gonna go save Philia, and everyone's like, yeah, go do it. You know what I mean? And I think that was a cool moment. And I did enjoy that solidated piece within the confines of the episode, but then everything around it, I didn't like, So that's what I'm struggling with. The show is awesome. This specific storyline they're deciding on, I just want it to end so we can get on to the next. So we can get on to the honeymoon phase of them going back to Panacorta and figuring out the same. I want to see the stuff I mentioned where they could have deviated. I much rather have them gone down that path. So I just want to see that happen still. But we only have one episode left, so it's ugh. Next episode, we're gonna get the Asmodeus fight and whatever ends up happening, with this stuff, and that's gonna take up half the episode, and then maybe we get some resolutions at the end. I don't know. What was it feeling? This was like a 5 or 6 out of 10 episode. Was it? It was like fair at best. I'm being harsh. Those are my feelings, though. Let me know your guys' feelings in the comments below, my friends. I'll see you guys next week for episode number 12 as we finish off the season. Crazy to think that, but we're gonna finish off the season. All right, I'll see you then, my friends. Peace.